إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء، واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, I was just going through so many workshops, reading about workshops, attending workshops, and listening to people who give skills of life. And we were wondering that, is it because we are lacking skills to be learned in this life? Is it something deficient in our religion, which is not supposed to be? There is a very nice statement said that 1400 years ago, Prophet Muhammad narrated we are going to have 4 hadiths, and those 4 hadiths will be your take-home message as of today, where you don't going to need any workshop skills to learn how to control certain things. Let me put it again in a different way. Skills of life, each and every single individual, we have at times some temper. We go bizarre, sometimes we will be angry, and sometimes we are not tolerating each other. Prophet Muhammad we're going to go through 4 hadith, where those 4 hadiths are the pillars and the basic concepts of certain Muslim. Each and every single Muslim, he or she, should memorize it as well as practicing it. And most probably, those hadith being taught to our kids, or being even taught to us when we were kids, but nobody was giving us the direction that this is the way how you have to survive in this life. Those life skills being taught and being given from Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. The first skill is that how to control your tongue, how to control your speech. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said in al-hadith, من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت. Whatsoever, if you are a true believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and on the day of judgment, either you say something of benefit or keep quiet, keep silent. And this is what really irritates us. Sometimes we are sitting in certain meetings, gathering with the family or with our colleagues, and it happens as a habit. We go to say things which doesn't make sense. Prophet Muhammad in this hadith given us the first skill, which means that either you speak things of benefits or just keep quiet. We do know that there are workshops and there are mentors are teaching people how to be a good listener. Did you ever practice that certain times you don't want to speak, you don't want to talk, and you would love just to be a good listener? You will feel the difference. You will feel the peace of mind that moment, and you realize that speaking nonsense sometimes will be counted on you. It will not go away. وَمَا يَنطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Prophet Muhammad he will not speak anything except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the direction. For us, before the word comes out, you have to think, is this word or that statement which I am going to participate and to exchange with others, is it going to be in my account of hasanat, or it will be in the account of sayyat? Nowadays, with the social media, it doesn't need you to speak. You just need you either to write down or to retweet or to send a message and to go viral around. So either you speak in a sense way or just keep quiet. And Prophet Muhammad was very specific. He said that من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر فليقل خيرا أو ليصمت. The second hadith, which with another skill being taught by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, is that there are people who are nosy. There are people where they are really curious to know each and every single bits and pieces at home, for your home, or even your work. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us that من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. The best thing, if you are really a true believer and a true Muslim, to leave things which doesn't make any difference for your life. There are people, they don't want anybody to dig in their life. They don't want anybody to ask about their own survival at home. So this is another skill. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us that من حسن إسلام المرء, the best thing about your Islam, that you are a proper Muslim, تركه ما لا يعنيه. That I don't want to know anything of the details, even for your brother. If your brother is living with his family, there is no point of chasing what your brother is doing. And that skill, if you start to practicing it, your kids start to practice. As a matter of fact, several kids, they used to come to their parents, and there are teachers, unfortunately, male or female, they always interrogate kids. What's wrong with your home? How is your mama? And how is your dad is treating your mom? How many brothers and sisters at home? So these type of questions, if it will not matter in your decision, it's better to be away from those questions. So going back to this skill which Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us about. This is the second skill. The third skill is that how to control yourself. Everybody went and hear about, there are workshops, there are mentors teaching you how to control your temper, how to control yourself. There are people whom they are getting in their nerves immediately. They will lose their temper. Just somebody pass away from them in the car, immediately they will jump out of their cars. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in one hadith, one of the Sahaba came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and he told Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, قال يا رسول الله أوصني, give me an advice. He asked Prophet Muhammad ﷺ a very simple question by a word, أوصني. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told him, لا تغضب, don't get angry. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ repeating it 3 times. لا تغضب, لا تغضب, لا تغضب. 1400 years ago. And there are people right now, there are in the faculties, in the school, in the universities, people are teaching people how to control and to adjust their anger. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us as such. If you know yourself that you are easily getting angry, try to control yourself by following what Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was advising us. The fourth one and the last one is that how to keep your heart at peace. Maharat salamat al-qalb. How you can not have any hiqd, you don't have any bad intention and bad feelings towards others. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى يحب لأخيه ما يحبه لنفسه. It's something within ourselves, our fitrah, our natural existence, that at times we are selfish. At times we are selfish. But always think, remember that if you are selfish, You are not sharing things with others. You're the loser, not the others. And this is why sometimes we teach our kids to share their food, to share their things with other people, to teach them and to let them to grow up that sharing is caring. Everybody knows this term. If you share, it means you care. So my dear brothers and sisters, those 4 skills being taught by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and if we are really having Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is our role model in this life, we have to follow what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam advising us 100 times. You are attending your prayers on time, Jum'ah, but very easy. You go into temple, you will be so much angry. So you have to put ibadat, your rituals goes hand in hand with your moral and your husn al-khuluq, what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam advises us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. أما بعد, 2 things, my dear brothers and sisters. You notice that the weather being changed without our knowledge, which is this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided. And people immediately they jump and look after themselves. It's a good thing, but let me bring something for you, my dear brothers and sisters. You have the capability, you have the capacity to wear the good clothes and to be in shelters. And you're going to use your warm blankets and your warm home. But my dear brothers and sisters, don't forget to say Alhamdulillah, because this ni'mah that you are in peace, you are in security, you are able to purchase and to buy a blanket, you were able to take care of your kids, let them to wear the proper clothes for the winter time. Don't forget to say Alhamdulillah, because لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala testing you to find how much you will go back and to say Alhamdulillah. Don't think that you were able to get the money and to buy the clothes and to buy the shoes for your family member and yourself. This is because whatever you were doing and earning, this is because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to you. So always remember, Alhamdulillah, when you are practicing these type of things. And now, the second thing, that in the current status, winter is so short, the time between Fajr time to Maghrib time is almost 10 to 12 hours. This is the best time for those of you whom they didn't fast certain days last year Ramadan. There is no single excuse, my dear brothers and sisters. And this message is so important for our dearest sisters. Those of you whom they have left over days of last year Ramadan, in less than 120 days, 1440 Ramadan is going to come. If you don't have an excuse not to fast, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look after you. Nobody will carry your fasting. So this is the time, it's a short time from 5:20 a.m. breaking your fast at around 5 p.m. So it's a very short time. It's winter time. You don't feel the hunger nor the thirsty. So my dear brothers and sisters, my advice is that hurry up. Those of you who has done, those of our sisters are having some left over days of last year Ramadan, please, this is the time, January, February, because the time is so short and the winter time. Before I conclude, I just remind myself and you, my dear brothers and sisters, remember our brothers and sisters, minus 20 and minus 10 degrees, freezing temperatures, without shelters. our brothers and sisters in Syria. They are really freezing. Alhamdulillah, this country, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed her with the security and wealth because of the good people and those people who are helping others. The opportunity is yours. There are several campaigns right now in Kuwait getting money to send it to our brothers and sisters in Syria without shelters. So my dear brothers and sisters, try your best to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by remembering that you are able to have shelters right now in Kuwait. At the same time, help others to have some shelters and to have a peaceful life. اللهم اعز الاسلام والمسلمين واذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر اللهم اعداء الدين. اللهم انصر من نصر هذا الدين واخذل من خذل هذا الدين. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الاحياء منهم والاموات انك سميع مجيب للدعوات واقم الصلاه.